Hello, my name is David Frainer. As one of the hosts of the Seacoast Parkinson's Wellness Expo, I'll be hosting weekly video interviews in the build-up to the event on June 21st at the community campus in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. In particular, I'll be talking with both presenters and organizers of the Expo about their connection to Parkinson's and where they find their motivation. Today's guest is Robin Dite. Robin is the founder and leader of the community's monthly Parkinson support group that meets at the Kittery Community Center. The support group, which I attend, and now numbers between 30 to 40 regular attendees, is a really wonderful program. Robin, you certainly have built something here. As we used to say in my family of origin, you done good. So, to begin, share with us, if you will, your Parkinson's story.
Sure. Well, I think my Parkinson's story is quite similar to a lot of other people's Parkinson's story. One day I woke up like any other day and I started to notice there was a tremor in my hand, which I had never had before, and thought it was strange. And over the course of several months, it got more intense and eventually found my way to a neurologist's office. And I had looked it up and I had read about what it could be. And I knew Parkinson's was a possibility, but even though all the guidepost said that that's the way I was headed, I still couldn't believe it when, I was given the diagnosis by the neurologist. It just, I just didn't believe that it could be happening, but it did. And then I was out there like everybody else, just trying to navigate what to do with this new diagnosis. Um, I don't know if it's typical, but I did do a lot of reading. I got a book. I tried to find out as much as I could online. But really, what I needed and what I wanted was to see other people, how they were dealing with this and what it was like. And it was the start of COVID. I was actually diagnosed in March of 2020. So it was
Oh,
right at the start
wow.
of COVID. And every phone call I made and inquiry I made was led to that, we used to have something, we used to have a support group, but it's been closed because of that. And so um, I actually just was kind of alone in this whole situation. And you know how it is with a neurologist with this disease. You see them every 6 months if you're lucky,
Right.
and you get a few minutes with them. So it's really not it's not very good out there for people, especially when you're first diagnosed. So after a while of just floundering around, it was actually my mom who said, Robin, why don't you just start at something? If you can't find something, you might as well start something. You're good at that kind of thing. And I was like, well, I guess I could do that. I don't know. And really, the rest wasn't that difficult. I
Really?
found a site online which was actually called My Parkinson's Group. It was it's a national group, online group that's a way to connect with people nearby who have Parkinson's. So it's kind of geographical. And I just wrote a message to a number of people on there. The ones that were in with certain range geographically from where I live, which is in Kittery, and just made a time to meet. I got in touch with the Kittery Community Center, which is our local community center, got a space. And the first time, I think there were six of us just sitting around a table, some of whom are still coming today. And we just started talking. And what I said from the very beginning was, this isn't going to be something that I'm going to like dictate. I don't. I'm interested in maybe being the organizer, but not. I'm not the person that's going to say what's important. I want to hear from everybody, and that's how I've run it ever since. And basically, it's been word of mouth that has made it grow to the number of people you mentioned at the beginning. I haven't had to do almost any marketing, which I think really, you know, it just shows how much need there is and how many people are out there who have Parkinson's, and who want a place to go to meet with other people with Parkinson's.
Well, Robin, I was going to ask you what your biggest challenge was, but it sounds like it had, as you say, it almost had a life of its own. I'll ask,
Um,
what do you think will be
yeah.
biggest challenge going forward?
Well, so there's the biggest challenge for me personally was doing everything I need to do, just like with everything in life, while having Parkinson's. My hand is
Right.
my hand has been greatly affected, and so typing, I have to type only at a certain time a day when my medication's at its peak, or different times a day, I should say, not just one time a day. Everything is just harder, when you're dealing with the disabilities that come with Parkinson's. Um, Moving forward, the biggest challenge is that the group is getting bigger, almost too big. And so I have a situation now where, we don't have enough space. If we get any more people coming every month, we won't be able to fit in the room comfortably. And so then you have to start saying, well, should we have two different rooms? And, and all the complications that will come with that. And also just everybody has different ideas. And so, where do we want to go with this? I personally like the intimate nature of it. I think that that's one of the strongest things about a support group is you get to know people and you have, close conversations. So there's problems that come with getting too big, you know.
So, as we begin to draw to a close, it sort of sounds like one of the problems is the problem of success,
I guess you would say that.
which is hard to think about in terms of a problem exactly. But you certainly have been very successful. And
Well, like I said, I haven't had to do much, and so I do want to let other people know that, if they're thinking about starting something like this, um, there's so many helpful people that want to be involved. I mean, like yourself, David, that suggest speakers, that have ideas, and that are willing to help out in anything that I do or that the group does. So that makes it not that insurmountable. You can do it when you have good people around. So,
well, as I said, as my family says at the outset, you done good. Again, my name is David Frainer. We hope to see you at the Seacoast Parkinson's Wellness Expo on June 21st at the community campus in Portsmouth. And in the meantime, for more Parkinson's resources in the Seacoast area, be sure to like and follow the Seacoast Parkinson's Wellness Facebook page.